So if you've been on this channel for the past month, you will remember this video. Welcome to my newest, most disliked video. I'm just going to go straight out and say it. I like Assassin's Creed games. Yes, I'm looking forward to Assassin's Creed Shadows. I did say that I will probably do a follow-up video, so here it is. And to all my Assassin's Creed homies out there, I'm sorry, I was kinda wrong. If you've not watched that video, what I was saying is how I'm so excited for Assassin's Creed Shadows despite all the negative news, and it was hard for me to see where all these negative reviews were coming from. A lot of people were complaining about the combat and playing as Yasuke in particularly, and I just genuinely thought that because it's Assassin's Creed, it's people who don't like the Assassin's Creed combat, which in a case it was people who didn't like the Assassin's Creed combat, but I fully understand so many of the critiques about playing as Yasuke. Don't get me wrong, playing as Naue is probably one of the best stealth games in the series when you're focusing on just the stealth aspect when you're going into an area and you're going to go and take it over in a stealthy way. It's incredible when you're playing as Naue. But like always on this channel, I'm going to be completely honest and give my completely honest opinions on this game and what I actually really like about this game and what I don't like about this game. Assassin's Creed Shadows had me way too conflicted to even bother writing a full review, so it's kind of just more of a rant ramble video. And people who have played the games will probably agree to some of it, maybe not all of it, because anything I say on the internet, people don't agree with regardless. Some people do, some people don't, but that's just part of being a content creator. As for me, I've always liked the Assassin's Creed games. I've really liked the old games, but I specifically do prefer the newer games starting from Origins, where the whole system kind of changed. I've recently just replayed through Origins actually, and I've really enjoyed that. It was kind of a nice blast from the past going back to it after playing Valhalla, because I've just played through that as well. So I've done Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, and they're all great games. But unfortunately, when going to Shadows, it's okay. It's not terrible. It's not as what people say it is. People are just absolutely hating on this game for some valid reasons, but I'm still kind of enjoying the game. I'm playing the game. If I don't enjoy a game, I just don't play it. This game, I'm actively still playing. Actively still playing. I've put a lot of hours into it, but I'm telling you now, it done half do my head in. I just kind of can't help but feel that coming straight from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it feels like a downgrade. Don't get me wrong, Valhalla ain't perfect. I loved a lot of Valhalla. I loved a lot about it. I loved pretty much everything about it. The DLC, I couldn't stand. I didn't like any of that. I stopped playing it recently when I got to one of the DLC areas where everybody was just like blue avatar people. I was like, nope. I am out. I didn't like all the Asgard bits, that's not for me. I like the more real, historical type bits. And playing as a Viking is always badass, just plundering villages and setting out raids and setting houses on fire and stuff. Just, you know, the usual Viking stuff. But for as long as I have remembered, I have wanted this. This has been the Assassin's Creed that me and half of the world have wanted forever. A feudal Japan game. And I just feel like they've just kind of let it down by trying to be something different than what it was. I understand that people don't like Assassin's Creed and they feel like it's repetitive and stuff. And this game is branching out a little bit differently from what a lot of the things that people complained about in the old games were. But they're the things I really liked about this game. Now there's been things like the parkour, for example, is so limited compared to the older games. Even when you're playing as Naue, which is the parkoury character, she cannot climb anywhere near as good as anybody else in the series. Anybody, even Eivor, who's a Viking, he can scour buildings and stuff a lot easier and quicker than Naue. And don't even get me started on Yasuke. If you need to climb anything as Yasuke, don't even bother. But one of the best things I do like about it though is I like his eagle jump, because it is absolutely terrible. It's incredible.
It is harder than it looks.
But I do fully understand the whole point of Yasuke is he's a big brute samurai and combat is his focus. But even with combat being his main focus, Naue's combat is still better and more fun. Yasuke does feel like you are playing on easy mode. if you're stuck in combat or anything like that, you go in as Yasuke and you can kill anybody in like 2 or 3 hits if you upgrade your weapons to like their current level that the enemies are at. He's just a monster. And if you got any basic skill of the combat in Assassin's Creed anyway, most of the time you're untouchable. When I play it, it's very rare that I actually get a hit. That's why when playing as Naue, the stakes are so much higher, because when she gets hit, she cannot take them hits. About 2 or 3 hits from anybody at the same sort of level as you, Naue is dead. With Yasuke, I've never died as Yasuke. I don't know how many hits he can take, because his health does not go down that much. And even if his health does go down, he still starts off with a lot more health rations, or whatever they're called. I think they're called health rations. You start off with a lot more rations, which you can just easily equip, and then just finish off the enemy anyway. And because you're finishing off so many more enemies, there's so many more health rations on the floor, because you just press Y and you pick them up instantly. So with Yasuke, it is a proper easy mode. And I'm not too fond of it. Every time I find myself playing as Yasuke, I'm not enjoying it. I just kind of want to get that mission over and done with, and then switch back to Naue. Luckily, the game is mostly optional to play as Yasuke. I'm going to say so far in my current playthrough, about 80% of the game I've played as Naue, and about 20% as Yasuke. There are some missions you have to play as Yasuke, like some of the main story missions, and some of the side quests. It's got the most boring side quests, so if you are one of the people who do all the side quests like me, yes, I know I'm sad and there's like a billion of them on this game, but that's what I'm doing. And sometimes I'm playing as Yasuke for these missions, and I have to do these stupid little sword dances which are boring, and these archery range things that are boring, or crawling through a tomb where you have to crawl at like 1 second per hour. He is the slowest crawler ever, and then there's like so many turns and stuff you have to navigate through. It is exhausting. So in regards of Yasuke, I'm going to have to agree with pretty much most of the people who were telling me otherwise about this game. Yasuke is boring. I think that is the key word I'm going to use for Yasuke, is just boring. But like I said, Naue is completely fun when it does come to her stealth action. One of the most annoying things about Naue is she is weak. Like, so if you are trying to assassinate somebody and you've not fully upgraded your assassination skills or anything, sometimes most enemies, you know, don't die in the first assassination. Most bigger enemies anyway, like more the ones who you have to objectively kill, don't tend to die in the first assassination. But that sometimes kind of adds a little bit to the charm about it, because then you've got to assassinate them and they've got quarter health, and you have to fight them off while there's a couple of guards running at you. So you've got to try and kill them quick and then make you escape, because sometimes she can't take a hit. So trying to kill this enemy fast and getting out of there quick is part of the experience, and I quite like that, because the stakes are high, and then you kind of feel like you need to get the job done and get out of there quick. Whereas, like I said, with Yasuke, you don't feel any of that. It's just like, I'll kill everybody who comes near me. But she's like, kill him and get out of there. That is a job, and that's what ninjaing is. That's what I like to see. What I do miss about Naue is she does not have a bow. She does have kunai, however, which kind of dashes at somebody's head, and they are used as a bow anyway. It's the same sort of physics. That gets the job done, but she would look pretty badass with a nice bow going around her. And some of her outfits look pretty cool, and some of them have really good perks to them as well. I've been using one of the legendary armors which I got very early on in the game, and that armor is mint, because when I stealth kill somebody, it automatically throws a kunai at the closest enemy nearby, and most of the time it will kill that enemy. If it's a big brute enemy, you throw a kunai at them and it just damages them at half health or whatever, and then you just have to fight them anyway, which is a bit annoying. If the enemy wasn't looking at you and then you didn't want to fight him, you could have stealth killed him and you just dashed a kunai at him and he turns around like, oi, what was that? It's quite annoying. One thing I really would have liked to see in this game would be a time skip. It does have a day and night cycle, which is, I think it's 24 minutes. Yeah, so every 1 minute is 1 hour, so it's 24 minutes day, 24 minutes night, and that's all cool. But the game is called Assassin's Creed Shadows, where it heavily implements on the being in the shadows, and it's easier to stealth kill people in the shadows. Enemies have less vision and stuff, and that's kind of like a cool ninja aspect about this game. But you cannot just turn on the shadows whenever you want, which is, it kind of defeats the purpose. It's like half of the game's physics, which they've heavily advertised, are not even really usable because it's daytime. There are like lights around every temple that you have to take over, which you can just extinguish and get rid of the lights. But in daytime, There's 0 point to them whatsoever. Despite the bad day and night cycles, it has an amazing season cycle. The seasons completely change the whole atmosphere of the whole world. When it comes to autumn and all the leaves are off the trees and stuff like that, and the cherry blossoms are falling, it looks beautiful. But when you go to winter and a lot of the smaller lakes are frozen over and you're slipping on ice and you're treading through snow and you can't go fast enough because there's snow everywhere, and sometimes you just need to get your horse because your horse can go quicker through the snow. That is good. That is such a good game mechanic to have. It just changes everything. Not only does it change visually and look incredible, it actually changes some mechanics. So I think they took a massive win on that, and that is great, and I'd love to see that implemented in a lot more games. If you are somebody who does not like repetitive missions, don't go to it. This game is not for you. This is probably the most repetitive Assassin's Creed game I have ever played. Yes, most of them are the same, but they have a bit more of an engaging story. For me, I'm not feeling this story in the slightest. I really do not like it. I don't care for it. I don't bond with any of the characters. Naoe's got a little bit of wit about her, but Yasuke is just a big boring brute. But even Naoe's wit about her, she's, I don't know, there's something about it, it's just a bit corny. I don't really like it. Maybe it's the voice acting, I'm not too sure. But as far as the missions go, they are all the same. You're either assassinating somebody or gathering intel on somebody to assassinate. And not only that, the objective board pops up with full circles with different enemies that you have to assassinate. And every little side quest, well, almost every little side quest, bump, pops up a new circle of enemies to assassinate. And you have to do the same thing. This person is in this location, go track him there, go there, kill this person. This person's in this location, go track him there, go there, kill that person. Boom, tick there, tick there. Just crosses off people, and then, oh, what do you know? Another circle just randomly appear with another set of people to assassinate. The reason I am still playing this game is at the minute, I've got quite a lot of stressful things on in my life, so I'm liking to just play the game and turn my brain off and not have to think. So the repetitiveness is kind of doing some favors for me, but that's not what people want all the time. And even when I'm trying to switch my brain off, sometimes it's just a bit too repetitive. But it does catch me. When I'm a bit more of a completionist like me, when it comes to a game like this, I like to do all these little side missions and stuff like that. I'll be walking to one location. Oh, look, another little side mission popped up. I'll go do it. Most of these little missions take me about 3-4 minutes, if that. So it's kind of like ticking boxes and counting the time away with pretty much no meaningful input to the game. Yeah, you level up and you get knowledge rank points, which are points that can be used on your skill tree, which is quite good, and that's what you get for doing all these side missions. So I think I'm only on Act 2, but I've put must be about 50-60 hours into this game so far, just doing side missions. In fact, the first whole act of the game, you play as Naoe, which is cool. Yeah, you play as her for the first whole act, and I played that. I checked my game time afterwards, 24 hours in before I unlocked Yasuke, and that is because I was doing all these little side mission stuff and just enjoying my time. So I think that does factor into the fact of why I didn't like Yasuke so much. If they started off with Yasuke and Naoe at the same time and you play as both of them, I think that might have been more beneficial, because then you can kind of experiment with Yasuke. But when you've played as a character for 24 hours, give or take, then going to a character who is nowhere near as good, why would you be them? If you're unlocking a character, if anything, they probably should have done it the other way around. Play as Yasuke, and then you unlock Naoe to appreciate Naoe more, but instead of having the best character first, then unlocking a terrible character. Although saying that, now that I think about it, if I was playing as Yasuke, I don't think I would have continued playing this game. If I did, oh, this is terrible, I'm writing it off. I cannot be dealing with this. But maybe having both characters optional from the start would have been the better setup. If you're like me playing this game on PC, it's got the usual issues like people are having with Ubisoft with the disk write error and stuff like that, which is annoying. Luckily, I made a video on this channel on how to get rid of that fix. So if you are having an issue, go check it out. There are a lot of people who are commenting on this video every day at the minute saying, thanks, this helped me, thanks, this works. So Clearly, many people are having the same issue with Assassin's Creed, and every time there's a new update, there's the same issues on PC, which is just Ubisoft in general. But this whole video is the point I'm making, and this is the reason why I'm making this point. I even said earlier on that I'm going to talk about some of the good points, some of the bad points, but I'm talking a lot more on the bad points because there is a lot more bad points. All the good points are just the stuff which was from other Assassin's Creed games that I liked. But all the bad points, all new stuff that they've changed in, which I don't like. The world is very saturated with trees. Yes, I get it's the feudal Japan era, and there is a lot of trees in Japan, but it massively limits the exploration and the climbing. Nowadays, she climbs up a hill, and all of a sudden she just trickles back down. Oh, I can't go there, and then you've got to go over a different angle. You have to walk diagonally. I've kind of mastered getting up stupid hills now, but it's just a lot of unnecessary limitations to your parkour, which could have just been avoided. Instead of having a little slope for her to slide down, just have grass. Let her run up it. Let me cut through the middle easily without having to cut through the middle diagonally. It makes no difference. I still get to the same objective. It's just one way makes me go, oh, for God's sake, oh, for God's sake, oh, for God's sake, every 5 seconds. And then one way lets me go, yay, I can get from A to B. When I finish recording this, I'll probably think of like a million positive things to say about it. But right now, I just can't. I feel like a lot of everything in this game just falls short from the previous Assassin's Creed games, especially coming from Valhalla, where they had so much, to this where they've taken away so much and given you so much less. It's just such a sad time. I know this is doing well in sales, and that's probably because it's the Japan era. I've heard rumours that people are going to be like, oh, maybe they might do like an Assassin's Creed Shadows 2, this may maybe being the first game in the series to do something like that. I really hope not. I hope if when they do make a new Assassin's Creed game, they move on and bring back what I liked about it and what a lot of other people liked about it. But I think they're trying to reach newcomers. And fair enough, like there are a lot of people who haven't played Assassin's Creed in years, and they're playing this game and they're quite enjoying it. It's taken away a lot of the free roaming elements for me personally. And they've even added like a lot of easy mode options into the game, which is good for people who want to take the easy mode. So there's modes where you can turn an option on the settings where you can just assassinate people in one hit. So regardless of what level this enemy is, you can be level 5 for example, and you can go and assassinate level 40 in one shot if you get the right angle, which is fine. I get that from like Altair and Ezio and stuff. That's what they did. But this game actually has a whole separate skill tree for the assassination section where you can up your assassination levels, and that just renders that completely useless. So I guess if you didn't want to put any points into that, you can put your points into your combat and stuff and become OP that way. But I've not been tempted to do that, and I won't do that at all. I like to upgrade. I want to play the game as it's intended. And considering I've just played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, at the end of Valhalla, I kind of got invested again into the real world stuff. I never really cared about that out of anime stuff, but I always understood the story, and now I'm invested in it a little bit more straight after the end of Valhalla because it focuses heavily on all of that. And so far, like I said, I've not completed this game yet. I've only on like Act 2, I think. I don't know if that game goes in acts, but I've played it for about 50-60 hours, and I've not yet been out of the Animus. I hope that it's still in there. I hope there is actually a story, but so far there's just nothing. We're just playing as a samurai and an assassin for no reason whatsoever. I know the story mode in Assassin's Creed to most people have been lost since the Desmond days, but they started bringing some of it back in a way, and it kind of got me a little bit invested again. Don't take this away from me again. So I do a lot of reviews on this channel, which you should go and subscribe and check out, by the way. Hit the link below. But yeah, I do a lot of reviews on this channel, and if I was going to give this game a review score, I'd give it a generous 6 out of 10, and that's me being generous. I'm probably swaying a bit more to the 5.5, but the reason I'm giving it a 6 rather than a 5.5 is if the game was a 5, there's a high chance I wouldn't be playing it or playing it for as long as I've played it now. And I'm still playing it because it's ticking them boxes for me where I can just switch my brain off and do some meaningless objectives. It's kind of like a little escape from reality game. Story, terrible. Gameplay, good as Naue. For the majority of it, it's good as Naue. Boring as Yasuke, pretty good as Naue. So a 6 out of 10 is a very fair rating from me, I believe. If you really like this game, that's great, and I am happy for you. If you really hate this game, fair enough. I understand a lot of your concerns. I'm just disappointed, unfortunately, because I was looking forward to it. I was one of the very few people who was optimistically happy about this game. And I've been a bit let down by it. Still playing it, still kind of enjoying it. I'm playing it. I'm really struggling to think about much positive stuff to say, which isn't in any other Assassin's Creed. The only thing I'm liking about it is it's just the same sort of Assassin's Creed format, which I'm enjoying, except from they've taken away good story, they've taken away a lot of mechanics, they've taken away a lot of what stuff, but there still is a good foundation of what I genuinely liked about Assassin's Creed in there. Normally my videos are a lot more positive, and I'm sorry if this is a bit more of a negative one, a lot more ranty, but if you like this game, if you don't like this game, let me know in the comments below. If you've got anything you need to add to this video, let me know in the comments below. If it's like a valid point, I will pin it in the comments to let other people know. If you're looking forward to buying this game, personally, I'd say wait for it to be on sale, maybe like £17 on a Steam sale when that ever comes up in about a year or so. I feel like that's a fair price. A bit disappointed I paid £70, but at the same time, I'm putting in quite a lot of hours into the game, so I'm kind of getting my money's worth. And I'm also ranting about it. So I'm getting money and I'm getting stressed. I don't know which one I prefer at this point. Maybe there's just something wrong with me. But yes, it's Mark from Modern Tech. Please like, subscribe, comment on this channel. All that stuff genuinely does help me in the algorithms. And yeah, check out some of my other videos. Mark from Modern Tech. Thanks for watching.
You have the makings of a good archer. Keep practicing.